Welcome, football fans. You are live. Third down with Morgan Holder. I am Morgan.
And I am Holder. Welcome to the show.
Very interesting week and consider. So, with that being said, I want to give a shout out to First Take, Undisputed, and Mike and Mike.
In that order.
Not taking that order, but that order, I guess. So that's how I did it.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that's who you're giving the shout out to. I'm giving the shout out to The Pivot. Speak for yourself and get up. As a matter of fact, Morgan, I watched The Pivot yesterday, and I'm recommending you to watch this about the Pouncey brothers. They were doing an interview. I learned so much about those two guys, their history before the NFL, and what happened in the NFL. I mean, between those dudes, those two guys, they have 13 Pro Bowls.
Right. I like the Pouncey brothers. They came from the University of Florida.
It's crazy.
It is. Matter of fact, didn't one play for Pittsburgh like his whole career?
Marquise.
Yeah. See,
and then Mike played with Miami and San Diego.
Yeah, I remember Miami. I don't remember San Diego. Yeah. Wow. And it's a very interesting thing that you say about that because I was reading about Dan Campbell, the Lions head coach. He had a good, he went through some issues about being a coach, and that was pretty interesting. It's man, like it makes me like him as a.
Yeah.
You know what else is crazy man? Kyle Murray turned his ACL, definitely out for the year. What's your take on the Cardinals? I mean, I know they got Colt McCoy over there, but do you think they're going to reach out to some vets?
There's not many games. 4 games left?
Yeah, 4. I mean, their hopes and playoffs is done, but
if they didn't have a quarterback, I would think so, but I think you just ride the season out and hope.
That's true. That's
true. That Kyler will be back next season because he could go a full year.
That's true. So if he's gone for a full year, because I mean this happened, toward the end of the season. How would you what would your take be? Like me personally, I would say go for a vet. I wouldn't draft a quarterback. I'll just go for a vet.
Well, there will be some vets available. I think your guy, Cousins.
Cousins, yep.
There's Rudolph, which I don't recommend, but and possibly
Baker Mayfield.
Lamar Jackson.
I don't see Lamar Jackson going over there just because that's going to be Kyle Murray's team gets back, right? I see Lamar Jackson potentially going somewhere else to be.
The reason I say that is because Kyler Murray hasn't been on a good thing with the Cardinals.
No, but they gave him that big contract though. So I mean, how will they get out of that? Are they going to trade him? I mean, he's injured, so technically, I don't think no team would want him for right now. But how would you go?
Franchises would eat certain amounts of money if another franchise is willing to at least pay half of it or take half of it away.
So you think maybe a sign and trade, like them signing Lamar Jackson and
probably a trade. I don't know. It's kind of touch and go because Lamar they offered Lamar $250 million, but $160 I think was guaranteed. He wants $250 million guaranteed.
Oh, definitely.
So,
I mean,
I don't know.
And I could see Geno Smith going over there in offseason to Arizona because I mean we know he's a backup, but look what he's doing for Seattle. Even Jacoby Brissett, Brissett's going to be a free agent. I think he only signed 1 year for Cleveland, so I don't know. It's going to be very interesting.
With Geno, I think it would be hard for Geno Smith to play the backup role after starting this whole season.
That's true.
To go back to backing up. But then who's to say he'll be the backup next year? Because if Kyler Murray is out full year, it'll be this time next year that he could come back to play, depending on.
I mean, and that's the thing.
He's young, but
he is. But he's not going to be the same.
He's time to recover, but I don't know if it's going to be an accelerated recovery. And if it does, you don't want to rush it.
No, absolutely not. I mean, when Teddy Bridgewater did his for Minnesota, he did his in the summer, and Minnesota let him, a year. So, I mean, maybe something with Arizona. Who knows? I just think that's a big loss for Arizona because I don't think Colt McCoy can give the ball like he needs to D-Hop.
I don't think it's a matter of that. I think with Colt McCoy, it's like anything else. When you talk about having a mobile quarterback and you go to a guy that's
a statue?
I wouldn't say Colt McCoy is not a statue, but he's not as mobile.
He reminds me of
agile as Murray.
He's like a Kirk Cousins. He will move if he has to. If he doesn't have to, he's going to stand there. That's my take.
So I
think
it's just been a lot. It's been a lot going on in NFL, and
definitely a lot of upsets, a lot of injuries.
Sore subject these days, a very sore subject.
A lot of injuries.
When you think you found your guy, he's not your guy, and then when you find your guy, he gets hurt. And
that's the thing. I think Arizona should have maybe waited to the end of the year to give him that contract. I mean, I don't know. That's my take on that part. Because now you're in a position of eating that contract or keeping him knowing he can't play maybe until end of the year next year.
You know what? You might be right, but then again, you're taking a chance on somebody else offering him something lucrative where he'll say, you know what? When it was on the table, you didn't want to deal with me. Now that someone else is offering me something, I'm leaving.
I mean, it's 50-50. You're gambling. It's like playing a Russian roulette. It's 50-50. Taking a gamble. And that's a huge gamble, but also a huge loss because now they're in a position now to either draft a quarterback or finding one in off season or trading for one in off season.
Well, they got a couple of quarterbacks in Baltimore. I
can see
Huntley deserves a starting role somewhere.
Yeah, but he's only going to start for 1 year because again, when Murray gets back, it's going to be his team.
Well, no, but I'm just saying somewhere. I said somewhere.
Oh yeah, definitely. I don't know if Lamar leaves Baltimore. I can see Huntley staying in Baltimore being a starter.
Yeah, if that happens, but if Lamar comes back, I think Huntley could be shocked, and they'll use this number 3 guy to back up Lamar.
That's true. Now hear me out when I ask you this, and don't answer yet until you hear the whole question. Do you see Huntley maybe possibility going to the Jets or the Giants, one of those two teams? And the reason why I'm asking that is because I think Zach Wilson days are done in New York with the Jets, and I think that Mike White might be done with the Jets because they need a franchise quarterback, right? Mike White is up to get up there in age, and I don't think the Giants would sign Daniel Jones back. That's why I was asking, do you see Huntley going to one of those two teams?
Huntley has, to be honest, Huntley has quite a few teams to choose from because there are more than enough teams with quarterback issues, not just those two.
Oh, definitely. I know. I was just throwing those out there because Houston, maybe the Colts.
I mean, he can go wherever he wants, and wherever he chooses to go, that team has to build around him.
Oh, you're right. And honestly, I think his better option would probably be the Colts because they're a young team. But I guess we'll see. Jacksonville took me by surprise by beating Tennessee.
I don't know why that was a surprise.
Because Tennessee is supposed to be like top of the division now. I think. I mean, now it's anybody's division right there.
Did Jacksonville give us the springboard to get into the playoffs last year
They did,
by beating Tennessee.
but that was last year. This year could be different, right? That's what I thought.
Dude, what is my song? Divisional game. No, I picked Tennessee.
I picked
don't
Tennessee.
expect Jacksonville to sweep Tennessee, but
They did.
Jacksonville will win one of two games every year.
I mean, the score was lopsided, and that's even crazier because it was 36-22. Now, granted, their defense, Jacksonville defense, did have 4 sacks on Tannehill. So that Tennessee line is not holding up and I don't know how, and I could be wrong. I don't know how Derrick Henry is getting his yardage. Maybe he has to find his open lane by himself. I don't know. Maybe Tannehill is not running. Maybe he's just standing still. Maybe it's not the line.
I don't think when it comes to division games, Tennessee doesn't look like a powerhouse. But outside of division, they play well.
Oh, and that's the thing. I think when it comes down to it, I think Tennessee is going to lose the first round in the playoffs if they make the playoffs. Because right now, they're hanging on by a thread. Because I think, if I'm not wrong, I think Pittsburgh is in the mix right now, even with their record. Them and I think Jacksonville's back in that mix too. So
yeah, but you know what? When it comes to that, I think we got lucky last year, and all these things have to happen in order for you to even get in to sneak in that back doors. So it's the NFL. So
anything's possible. Yeah, anything's possible any given Sunday, or even any given Thursday or Monday as well. But I'm surprised by Jacksonville beating Tennessee. I mean, Trevor Lawrence had a good game, really good game. No interceptions, 3 touchdowns.
You keep saying you're surprised.
I am.
God, man. If we were in England, I would say go take a bus, okay?
I mean, think about it. Think about this, right? They have really no good. I mean, they got a good quarterback. They got a good running back, good quarterback. But the receiving core is iffy. They have their moments over there, right? But it's with any team. And
let me give you some examples, Morgan. Because I love you, I have to give you these few examples, okay? When I say these games, I want a response. Okay, the Jets and the Bills.
That was surprising because I thought the Bills was
no game, right?
Yeah,
there's no game, right? Miami and the Patriots back when TB was in New England.
You think New England should have swept that team?
Yeah, you think, right? Minnesota and Detroit.
We ain't gonna talk about that right now, okay? We ain't gonna talk about that right now.
I'm just laying that out there. The Raiders and the Chargers.
You would think again. You think the Chargers, especially this year, you think the Chargers would have swept the Raiders?
That's what I'm saying. So these divisional games, when there are
I'm gonna bring another one up to you.
Hard to pick.
I'm gonna bring another one up to you. I'm gonna bring another one up to you, just because I was thinking about this. So Cleveland, Cincinnati, because Cleveland killed Cincinnati beginning of the year without Watson. Now with Watson, Cincinnati beats Cleveland. So yeah, I mean, divisional games is pretty crazy. It is.
It's crazy. I mean, especially, I think for me, the toughest division, to pick is the NFC West.
Oh, God. Yeah. Definitely.
Because you don't know who's going to come out victorious in those games.
No.
I mean, they're so closely. I mean, you would think the strongest team would be the weakest team in that division.
That doesn't work that way.
It doesn't work that way. So, you can talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars surprising you with Tennessee. That's not a surprise to me. I mean,
and it shouldn't.
Tennessee, but I say it in my heart, I feel like Jacksonville's going to win this game.
You did last week. Here's the thing, right? With all the coaching staffing changing with Jacksonville, everything changing over there. I was just thinking they're going to have a bad year this year because of all the changes that has went down. But again, I already knew Tennessee was one-dimensional, and teams are catching on to it. Again, when I talk about one-dimensional, I'm talking about all they do is run the ball. That's all they're going to do is run the ball.
Yeah.
So, I mean, don't get me wrong. Tannehill had 254 yards. You know, he went 25-38, which is not good, with 2 touchdowns. I mean, if you're throwing the ball that much, you should have more than 2 touchdowns. I mean, we can go up here with Trevor Lawrence. He went 30-42, 368 yards with 3 touchdowns. So you tell me that, you know, who was the better quarterback that game? Because I'm going to say Trevor Lawrence.
Well, of course, you have to go with Trevor Lawrence, because they won and his stat line.
Yeah, I was going to say stat line, period. I mean, and we could talk about that. We could talk about the Minnesota Lions game in a little bit because that stat line's different.
In a sense.
But,
you know, it's anybody's game when it's a divisional game.
That's true.
I mean, these teams know each other, you know, better than they know everybody else in the league. So, I mean, when you face a team 2 times in a year and every blue moon 3 times in a year, 2 in regular season and 1 in the playoffs, you know, it's hard to call those games.
Oh, definitely. I agree with you. And that brings me to my next point is with Tennessee hanging on by a thread. Do you see them making the playoffs, even with them losing against Jacksonville? I mean, I know they're division leaders. I know that. But they can lose the next 4 games and be out of the playoffs.
They could. I don't know. It depends on their health, and it depends on how mentally they were affected by this loss. They could be angry and play angry the next game or the next few games, depending on who their opponents are. But like I said, at this time of year, December football is when you should play your best football. Period.
Oh, I agree with you. And
so
some of
these they make it. I can't make that call right now, but they have to be totally screwed up or be injury riddled within the next 2 weeks.
Part of me wants to say they took the Jags kind of lightly. That's part of me, but on the inside of me, I already know that Jags caught on that they was one-dimensional. So, and I know there's Tennessee fans out there, and I do apologize. I'm not bad-mouthing Tennessee at all. I'm just saying teams are catching on because they are. I mean, if you're running the ball more than you're throwing it, or you're throwing the ball more than you're running it, teams are going to catch on to it, and they're going to stop that attack.
Well, you know, Morgan, what is the mantra of the NFL? Smash mouth football.
Definitely.
You run the ball, you control the clock, it opens up the passing game. So basically, you have the upper hand if you're running successful.
I mean, the Titans' running game, like, okay, so for example, Henry had 17 carries for 121 yards. That's phenomenal. So that tells me how come that didn't open up the passing game like it should. Because, again, Tannehill should have more than enough touchdowns, especially him going 25-38.
Yeah, well, I mean, it doesn't mean you're one-dimensional. If you can control the game tempo by running the ball,
okay,
you do that. I mean, if you look at the greatest show on turf, right? They were a passing ball club, and that was their mantra. That's what they did. They defied the odds of running the ball. And when they had to run the ball, they had Marshall Faulk, right? And he was pretty successful in the run game. So it just depends on the identity of the team. Look at the Ravens. They're a running team. They've got a mobile quarterback. They've got 3 running backs. They can run the ball.
If you count Lamar Jackson as 4. But, okay, so that brings me to my next question. Do you put the blame on Tannehill then? Because you made a good point when you bring up the Rams. They had Kurt Warner, one of the greatest quarterbacks. So do you put the blame on Tannehill?
I don't think you put the blame on Tannehill. I mean, honestly, I just think Tennessee is overrated and has been overrated for the last few years. I've never believed that the Titans were a powerhouse team. I've never believed.
People wanted to believe that, but yeah, I mean, in reality, I don't think nobody was scared of them. So
No, I mean, they're an average, above average team to me, just above average. They're not a Buffalo or
Kansas City,
a Philly, and I really don't. I think Philly is. This is just me. I don't think Philly is going to be as good next year.
I was thinking that because I mean, you gotta think. Yeah, Brown and Hurt. They're catching. People catch on them too. Because right now, nobody, like you always say, nobody has people on film when they get in college, right? Well, nobody had them on film until this year.
Well, here's the thing: you and I said last year that Cincinnati wasn't going to be as good as they were last year.
That's true.
This year, as they were last year,
and they're not,
because we thought it was a fluke, right? So, and look, the Rams won the Super Bowl. Look where they are, and you can blame it on injury. But
you can, but I still think it's a coaching staff because, like I said, Stafford wasn't the same when Kevin O'Connell left, and I'm still going to say that. Call me crazy or call me wrong, but I'm telling you, like those two had a chemistry, unlike the offensive coordinator that's there now. I don't know, maybe.
Well, that's kind of what happens when you. I mean, it was like that when we lost BA in Pittsburgh, and Roethlisberger and the guy that we got from Kansas City didn't mesh at all. So after we lost BA and he went and head coached Arizona, there was something missing in Pittsburgh too. They weren't as electrifying as they were when we had BA. I say BA because I can't think of his name, but I know his initials, and that's what we call him in Pittsburgh. But yeah, change of coordinators, change of head coaches, it shocks a team. I mean, it's a shock because it takes time.
Oh, definitely.
To build.
Definitely.
And that's be on the same page.
And that's what happens. That's what's happening over in the Rams country. I mean, who was just talking about Cincinnati? Like, we discussed this. We didn't think Cincinnati's going to be the same, and they haven't. They haven't been the same. I mean, yeah, they're winning games, but they're not winning like they was last year. So, I mean, whose fault's that? Do you blame the owner for not going out and getting better linemen, or do you blame the coordinators? I don't know. But speaking of the Bengals in that division, Holder, I know you're gonna be mad at me, but what went on between Baltimore and Pittsburgh's game? I mean, it was a low scoring game.
Really?
Low scoring
you
game.
You didn't watch the game, I take it.
I was watching my game. Why would I watch your game? My game was same one.
Okay, well, I think Mitch Trubisky played, and he threw 3 picks.
Okay.
In the red zone.
I'll give you 3 interceptions, but what about your field goal kicker missing the field goal? And that could have won the game.
It was blocked.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Calais Campbell blocks. That's what he does. He blocks field.
But you can't just blame Mitch Trubisky. That
yes,
line.
I can.
You got to blame the field goal kicker.
By 2 points.
But you got to blame that field goal.
By 2 points and 3 interceptions in the red zone.
But you got to think about that field goal. You got to think about the field goal being.
Quarterback fail.
But you got to think about the field goal kicker. That line could have been better from him getting blocked.
That's not the field goal kicker's fault.
I mean,
big armor.
I'm just saying
that's not his fault.
He could have. He's seen what was
team's line. That has nothing to do with the kicker.
But what I'm saying is he could have called a timeout. He's seen that line. He knows what they was going to do. He could have called a timeout.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Campbell is on that line every time they line up for field goal.
I'm just saying he could have called a timeout, reestablished herself. And
why would you call a timeout? Waste the timeout when you know you're going to need it later playing your division rival.
Because that's the only one he got blocked. The only field goal he got blocked.
It doesn't matter. 3 interceptions in the red zone is 3 scores.
That's true. That is, I give you that.
That
but
is the truth. That's it. That's the truth of the game.
That's
Even
true.
though they ran all over us,
yeah. Because I mean,
doesn't
Jay,
matter because they didn't
because
score
Dobbs had
a
100.
lot of points.
No, Dobbs had 120 yards. But
They didn't score a lot of points, and because of those 3 interceptions, it sounds like you're defending Mitch Trubisky to me, but
I'm just saying he went 22 for 30, which is good. It's better than what he's been doing, right? 276 yards and a touchdown.
No, when he's on the field, it spells disaster. Let me ask
No.
you
What I'm saying, stat-wise, his stats was better than what they was though.
Let me ask you this: with all the teams hurting for quarterbacks, nobody moved to the Steelers to grab neither one of their backups.
Let me tell you why. I'm about to tell you why, okay? Nobody wants those two. Especially Mason. Mason, he plays like a middle school quarterback. Nothing against middle school quarterbacks. But he's in the NFL, but he plays like a middle school quarterback. Can't read defense. He can only throw 5-6 yards. And Mr. Trubisky,
No, he has a deep. He's more accurate on deep balls than he is.
I'm just
on
saying.
Intermediate passes.
Exactly. I'm just saying. And Mr. Trubisky, I honestly believe he's colorblind because he throws way more interceptions than he should. Like, Vinny Testaverde, he was colorblind, but he had more touchdowns than he did any interceptions.
Well, Vinny Testaverde came from a better school too.
That is true. I give you that.
So,
Speaking of Mr. Trubisky, I don't know what the Bears was thinking when they drafted him. They overpassed Josh Allen, they overpassed Patrick Mahomes, and they got this bum who only played 2 years over there. Then they let him go. He went to Buffalo. Now Pittsburgh picked him up. I don't know. Like you're letting a rookie play better than you, and you are a vet. You've been in the league longer, but Pickett plays a lot better than he does.
well, here's the problem I have with that whole situation. Mitch Trubisky, and I told you this too. Mitch Trubisky, when he left Chicago, he went to Buffalo. Right? Now, Josh Allen is a young kid, right?
He's way better than Mitch.
But Mitch Trubisky has experience.
Definitely.
Right? He even has playoff experience. But he goes to Buffalo, and he can't beat out Josh Allen. Now, that being said, why the hell did Pittsburgh see something in this guy?
Maybe
And he sucks.
maybe we don't, and we don't know. We don't know what his
I know
locker.
what they saw.
I was
They
gonna
saw
say
mobility. That's it, because Ben was a statue.
that's true,
They
but
saw mobility, and they thought that they could teach him.
and they can't. But again, we don't know what his locker room status is. We don't know if he's a leader in a locker room. 'Cause we're not there with the team, right? That's the thing. He could be a locker room leader. I don't know.
But he doesn't deserve to be on any team. Okay.
And I can see Pittsburgh.
He can run Gatorade out to the players on the field.
Well, I
During the timeout.
was gonna say him and Baker Mayfield could be cowboys or do commercials together. But
I mean, it's beyond me. But
I don't.
Mitch Trubisky, game over. As soon as I saw him hit the field, I was like, that's it.
Then
My wife, when I was sitting here, she was like, "Oh, you guys are going to lose for sure." And I was like, "You're right. I should just turn the game off."
So let me ask you a question. Now, since Kenny Pickett, you did say he was still in protocol, right?
No, he was practicing today.
Okay.
So I don't know if I don't think he would be practicing if he was still in protocol.
Okay, so he's going to be starting this week then, right?
They haven't announced it.
He better.
Practicing today.
He better, because when we talk about the picks, I'm going to be mad. So he better be playing.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, but I'm sure he is if he was on the field.
He better, because if not, I'm going to be really, really upset.
My thing was, who do you start next week? If Pickett's not going to play,
you might as well throw in the cheerleader. I mean, shoot, I bet she do better than Mr. Trubisky. I don't know.
Just forfeit.
Yeah, but if you do that, you won't be able to make the playoffs. And I know we talked about this before. You said Pitts has to win out.
One of those guys playing. I mean, look, it's a toss-up. You don't know if you're going to win that game or not, and they're playing Carolina.
That should be an easy win.
Carolina's pretty good at running the ball. They're not great, and we haven't been stopping the run.
I don't know. Something. I mean, because TJ can't do it by himself. I know that, and I know Hayward can't do it by himself either. And Fitzpatrick, he can't come from what he's doing from deep to run up and stop that run. I'm gonna say y'all need to maybe get another linebacker maybe in the offseason.
Well, we got a linebacker. We got rid of Master T. Remember the guy you were all hyped up about?
Yeah.
We got rid of Master T, and we picked up what's this guy's name? We picked him up from the Chargers.
It's not Malik Reed, is it?
He's a linebacker. No, we picked up a linebacker from the Chargers. What is this guy's name?
And here's one thing. Miles Jack did really good in Jacksonville. I don't know what he's doing. And Pittsburgh's defense, I mean, was almost like Jacksonville when he played. Like, they was that strong. I don't know what.
Well, Miles Jack, he's still getting acclimated to the defense. I mean,
That's true. I'll give him that.
Next year, he'll know the defense a lot better.
And you know for a fact I'm not a Pittsburgh fan, so I'm not tooting my horn here, but I want to see Pittsburgh do something this year because I like Mike Tomlin. I don't want him to have a bad season, and right now he has a losing season, and I don't want that to happen to him because 14 seasons without one? Why start now?
It's first time for everything, but
It's true.
even if he did, he wouldn't lose his job. I don't think he would.
Oh no, he's not gonna lose his job. I mean, because he's a Hall of Famer coach. I mean, even with one Super Bowl, look what he's did with Pitt. You know, took him to the playoffs since he's been there.
Oh yeah, even with that being said, I think he's still a Hall of Fame bound coach.
I just don't like Canada. I don't like him. He's not.
I don't care for Matt Canada. Matt Canada is about as good as the two backups we have. I mean, when you talk about coordinators in the NFL, Canada is equal to the league's worst two backup quarterbacks.
I don't know why y'all still have him. So,
well, Pittsburgh doesn't believe in firing anybody mid-season or during season.
That's true.
So, I think this is probably. I'm not too strong about our defensive coordinator either.
Oh, I know. I want to see Brian Flores. I want to see Brian Flores take his job.
I mean, Pittsburgh. Yeah, okay, we got a good front four, but they don't blitz as much as they used to. So I just don't. I don't know. And if you look at, and I know you don't do this, but if you look at film and on run plays, every time the whistle is blowing the ball dead, Terrell Edmonds is standing up.
He sucks. I don't know why y'all have him. Like, I don't
He's
like
terrible.
him.
He's terrible.
And we talked about this before.
Again, he was a free agent. The Steelers let him go, and nobody picked him up.
And signed him back. They signed him back.
They signed him back for a lot less money. But the only reason they signed him back because they couldn't get the Honey Badger. Right? And then he's coming back for less money, and he knows the defense.
But here's the thing, though. Like,
But
I'm a big Viking fan. But Harrison Smith was a free agent. I don't know why Pete didn't try to go get him.
maybe for the same reason nobody else did.
We got him. I mean, we signed him back for 2 years with more money, but maybe he just wanted more money. I don't know. With that being said, though, I'm pretty. I was crying all Sunday night because of this game. I can't believe the Lions had to do us like that.
Oh, the game you guaranteed victory?
Man, I did. I can't believe the Lions did us like that.
Dude, what have I been telling you about the Lions?
Mm.
And all
But here was the thing, though.
Listen to our show. They know.
But here's the thing, though, and I could blame it on injuries because we did have some injuries coming into the game. I could blame it on that. But for that being said, they're an NFL team. They got players that should step up and take charge, right? They didn't do that. So
No, they didn't do that.
So do I blame on the players or the coaching staff, right? And I'm going to say both. Like, for your players not taking charge, that's time for the captains and the coaches to speak up. Like, hey, we're down by 8 points. Y'all got to step it up.
Yeah, but where was the problem? Was it the offensive play?
No, it's defensive play. Like, especially the Williams, the wide receiver who came back from the ACL injury, got his first touchdown wide open. He was wide open downfield. Like coverage. It was our coverage.
Yeah, but that didn't happen throughout the whole
DJ Chalk did the same thing. Wide open. Downfield. Touchdown.
Communication.
So
busted coverage, right?
Yeah, I mean, because Swift didn't run the ball again on us that well. We stopped him until I think like 40 yards. So he didn't. It wasn't that. It was coverage in the passing game because Goff 27-39 for 330 yards with 3 touchdowns. I mean, it was the coverage. Definitely wasn't offense because offense was decent besides Cook, but offense was decent.
So you're saying, and I've been waiting for this moment. So you're saying the below average quarterback Jared Goff beat you guys.
Yeah, and I'm blaming coverage.
You don't believe in Jared Goff.
No, this is the best game he's had all year. The best game he's had all year.
I'm saying, as a quarterback, when he went to Detroit, of course, we all agreed that the Rams got the better of the deal.
Oh, definitely.
But you said Jared Goff is not going to take the Rams or not going to take Detroit anyway, which basically he hasn't.
He hasn't yet, but they're still in playoff hopes. Being 6-4, still playoff hopes.
Playoff hopes. So this loss, and believe me, whenever I saw that score come across the screen while I was watching my game, I was cracking up. Okay?
I mean, the Lions defense, when I tell you this, that defense could not stop Jefferson. He had 11 catches for 223 yards. With that being said, and Kirk Cousins, by the way, who people and myself, I don't like Kirk Cousins, but there's people out there who thinks Cousins is like the top 100 quarterback. His stats doesn't lie. He's a top 10 quarterbacks, by the way. Top 10. He went 31-41, 425 yards, 2 touchdowns, and this is unbelievable because he had no interceptions this game. No interceptions, and we still lost.
Well, if you're going to blame it on your defense,
I mean, we have nowhere else to blame it on because offense was killing it. It's definitely the defense. The defense has to step up. Last year was our edge players. They wasn't great. This year it's coverage. It's defensive backs, and we need to work on that.
Well, what did Alexander Madison do?
He had the same 40 yards.
Did he play?
Yeah, he had 40 yards rushing with Cook. So I mean, we had about 80 yards rushing. So, but again,
well,
and I can't take another way.
And it wasn't a close game.
We lost by 11 points, but it was closer than what would expect it to be going in to like the last 2 minutes.
So how do you fix it going into this next game? I mean,
this next game should be easy, and we're going to talk about the next game. But this next game, and I say it should be easy, but I know we're probably I'm going to eat my words probably next week. But I'm going to say coverage. We got to fix our coverage. If our D-backs are too slow or can't read the line, we got to move him back a little bit. Move him back about 5 yards. Don't play close up on him. Move back 5 yards. Especially Michael Pittman, because Vikings playing in Colts next this Saturday. So Pittman's really quick. Move him back a little bit. But I mean, hopefully we get our players back, because they was only out. That was questionable for last game. Now, and Harrison Smith's been practicing, so what happens?
Yeah, well, I guess we'll see, because I don't know.
I mean, I know the coach defense.
They should beat the Colts.
I know the coach defense is not going to stop.
They should have beat Detroit.
That's true. That is true. But I know for a fact, and I shouldn't say I know for a fact, because I don't, but I know for a fact that the Colts can't stop Jefferson. They won't be able to stop Adam Thielen. And they definitely cannot stop Cook. I mean, if the Colts couldn't stop Henry, how are they going to stop Cook? I'm just saying.
Well,
and the Colts couldn't stop. And I know you hate. I know you don't want me to bring this, but they couldn't stop Elliott or Tony Pollard when they played. So again, how are they going to stop Cook?
I see your point, but
and
we'll just have to wait and see.
And we're playing at home.
I mean,
what's the
how
point?
Do you feel like Minnesota is declining?
I'm not going to say
deeper they go into the season.
I'm not going to say declining.
Are they getting better going deeper into the season?
I think I'm not going to say they're declining. I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to say that some mistakes happen, and that's what they got to work on is mistakes. They got to fix them. It's a young team still, besides a few vets, but fairly young. So, Kirk Cousins, he's a vet. Patrick Peterson is a vet. Adam Thielen, he's a vet. So yeah, so Cousins, Adam Thielen, and Harrison Smith, he's a vet. So again, we're fairly young. They will come along. If not, if they don't make it far this year in the playoffs, I'm gonna say next year's they should work on it. They should tinker some things and see what happens.
What are they going to change? Do you think there's a possible change in defensive coordinator?
I mean, this is
or is your coaching staff set?
I think coach staff set, and when I say tinkers, I mean maybe letting Harrison Smith go. I mean, he's getting old. He's getting up in age. Maybe, and I like Adam Thielen, but again, he doesn't play a whole year. He's getting an age. Maybe you let him go, and definitely you let go of Kirk Cousins. I mean, drafted this year's a quarterback class. Draft a quarterback in that class. Mold him. If you sign Cousins back for one more year, draft a quarterback, mold him, and that way he'd be ready to go.
I thought you wanted Lamar Jackson.
My hopes of that isn't going to happen, so I wouldn't mind him, but again, I can't get my hopes up because I know it won't happen. Minnesota's not going to give. They're not going to give Lamar Jackson that money because they want to keep Jefferson, right? So they're not going to give Lamar Jackson that type of money and can't afford to keep Jefferson. I would love to have Lamar Jackson, but I also want to keep my best receiver since Randy Moss.
So why can't you have the best of both worlds and then just pay your running backs not minimal,
because that means Alexander
structure a contract with them.
Because Alexander's gonna be a free agent this year. I don't want to keep him over Cook, and I know he's gonna want a lot of money, and I know Cook's gonna want a lot of money. Me personally, if I was the Minnesota owner, I would trade Cook, I would trade Harrison Smith, and I would trade Adam Thielen. With those three players, you can get a second, third, and fourth round pick. But I'm not the owner. I'm just saying scenarios what we could do.
But if you were.
Oh, definitely. If I was, I'll give, like I said, Harrison Smith, Adam Thielen, and Cook up. Because if you do that, you're not breaking it back. You're giving Minnesota more money because you're letting three players go that has a lot of money that can restructure a contract with another team for draft picks to get younger players for less money. That way you can get Lamar Jackson. You can get you can keep Justin Jefferson. You can keep Alexander. So that's what I would do.
Why are you letting go of Thielen? Is it because of injuries?
Injuries.
Or because of
Injuries, getting an age. And right now, this is his first time playing a full year. So if he plays a full year this year, you could probably get more than a second and third round pick for him because he's very, very active when he's playing on the field. Like he's very active on the field. So yes, I mean we got TJ.
Could you restructure his contract? Keep him.
I wouldn't chance it, and I'm just saying that because if he gets injured next year, it's a liability. No one's gonna want him. Call me crazy, but it's what will happen.
Crazy.
So, I mean, we got T.J. Hawkinson. He's a good tight end. He can also catch. So maybe do some dump passes with him. And that's another thing. He dropped some passes this past game, and it kind of take my clock.
Well, when you were excited about getting him,
And then,
I was like, okay, I mean, I get it, but he's not really impressive.
And this was his first time doing it.
It
It's
has
just,
nothing to do with the ball hitting your hands, my man.
if it hits your hands, it's catchable. I don't care what people. If the ball hits your hands, you got to catch that ball.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's different if he's trying to get used to the offensive scheme. But
Yeah, because he
it
did.
has nothing to do with the ball hitting his hands.
That's true. I mean, we did get him middle of the season, so next year he should be decent. He should be good. So we'll see what happens. With that being said,
Oh my
Hunter,
God, it's a shame we gotta switch subjects because
I know.
I can talk about this last game the whole show, but this show is not based on just Pittsburgh and Minnesota, even though they're part of our logo.
I know. I mean, we can talk about both
There's other
teams.
fans out there that want to hear about their games and their players. So let's move on and hope, for your sake, that Minnesota can get it together.
Hopefully, you know what the best part of the show is. The next part of the show, our picks, because you know why. I remember last week you said you was gonna beat me, right?
No, last week you said you was going to beat me.
I'm pretty sure we both said that. But guess what happened? You tied. So you didn't beat me. I didn't lose. I still won.
I didn't lose either.
I'm just saying I won. Still won.
I didn't lose.
Well, you're still losing in the topic, so
I didn't lose.
no, you didn't. You didn't. But I'm
You said you were going to beat me.
I'm gonna beat you this
You
week.
were talking about Leonardo DiCaprio dying on an iceberg. I don't know where the heck that came from.
You know what, Holder? We're gonna change that subject because I don't want people to know. I look, guys. I've never seen Titanic. Okay, I thought he
You've
died.
never seen Titanic.
Change the subject.
Tell me.
Change the subject,
But you
Holder.
knew
Change the subject, Holder.
Rose's name. How did you know Rose's name?
Change the subject. Change the subject,
If you've
Holder.
never seen the Titanic.
Change the subject, Holder. Change the subject.
If you've never seen it, you would say, okay, well, he died on an iceberg and that girl lived. But you said her name.
Change the subject, Holder. I heard people talking about the movie. Okay, change the subject. Tomorrow night we both
Even
got.
your mom was laughing at you.
You know
Oh
what?
my gosh.
You know what?
Your mom is now my best friend, okay?
We're going to change the subject, big guy. We're going to change the subject. We're going to change the subject. You are something else, my guy. Oh man. You know what's crazy is before we get into this topic real quick about our picks. When we decided to do this, I didn't know how it was going to turn out, and I'm having fun with it. I don't know about you, but I like doing this.
That's because I know who you are. I know you think you know football,
Oh, I do.
and you've only been alive for what, 12 years?
33, my guy. 33.
12 years of life. And
What? I'm 33. How does that work?
your breath still smells like milk, right? Which means the bottle is probably sitting on the table in front of you. I don't know. But
You're not even with me right now. You are like in Texas.
you go ahead and go through these picks
Come on, win.
because I know you live for this.
I
Even
do.
though you lost the last time.
You know what? Though, if we
tied and you claimed
I
I
won.
wasn't going to win.
I won. We know what we need to do At the end of next week's show, we should tell people who's been winning like the lead for the weeks, right? So we should add up those up and let people know who's in the lead. So
I don't think people care about that, but okay, if that's something you want to do,
it's a stat. It's a stat. It's a
bring
stat.
shame onto yourself.
Oh, whatever, Holder.
Then be my guest.
Whatever, Holder. Anywho, tomorrow night we got 49ers in Seattle. We both picked 49ers. I picked the 40, and usually I go with Seattle. I usually do. But this is a divisional game, A. And B, I think the 49ers can beat Seattle. I think, I mean, even without Deebo Sanders playing, I still think 49ers are going to win.
Why do you think the 49ers are going to win? Now, I picked them because I know, even though Jimmy G is out, Deebo is not going to play, but that defense.
Exactly, that's what I said. The defense is going to cause trouble and havoc when it comes to Geno Smith and Metcalf. Even with Walker III, even with him, I mean, they're going to cause trouble. Bosa's going to get a lot of tackles against him. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, I agree, but yeah, I thought you were like Mr. Geno Smith.
He's doing good this year. He's actually
the whole season.
He's in the top 5 for the stats. He's top 5, and I bring that up because I like stats. He's in the top 5 with stats. I think he's going to go to the Pro Bowl, but he hasn't really played a top tier defense like the 49ers.
How's he going to the Pro Bowl if he's in top 5? I mean,
he's going to be the bench player, but he's going to go.
In NFL.
Yeah,
top 5 in NFC.
Top 5 in NFL.
I don't know.
And the reason why I say that, because you got to think, right? So Patrick Mahomes is number 1. If he goes to the Super Bowl, guess what? They need somebody. And just like if Hurt goes to if Hurt goes to Super Bowl, they need somebody else to back up Prescott. Prescott goes.
Well, I don't think he's an alternate, not a backup. Okay, so he'll be an alternate.
Yeah, he's still gonna be in the play. Like, he's still gonna make the play on Pro Bowl no matter what, if that comes down to it.
Okay, I think that's kind of fair, but I don't believe that either. But that's somewhat realistic.
Yeah, definitely. And man, I'm pretty ticked off about this game I'm about to talk about because I can't watch it. I gotta work. Comes on at 1:00. So I might sneak away for a little bit, during a little time to see some scores. But Minnesota and Indianapolis is playing. I picked Minnesota because I'm a Vikings fan. And the way the Colts is playing this year, I don't think they're going to beat Minnesota. Sorry, Colts fans.
You apologizing to Colts fans because you want your team to win.
Oh, I said the Colts ain't playing that good this year and anybody should beat them. So that's why I apologize.
So you're blaming the Colts' lack of success on the new coach or the coaching staff, the talent?
You can't blame Jeff Saturday for the coach not playing well because he just recently picked his team up, right? So you have to blame the recent coach before Jeff Saturday. So,
maybe not even that. I mean, we talked about this before. Why would you go and get Matt Ryan?
That's true. That is true. I mean, he isn't the same like he was, a couple years ago with the Atlanta Falcons. I mean, we talked about this before. When he went to Super Bowl and lost, he hasn't been the same. He hasn't.
Well, that's 2 quarterbacks. When they went to the Super Bowl and they lost, Cam
Newton. And
Ryan even much more so because, and I believe the year that Cam Newton went, wasn't he like the offensive player of the year or the MVP?
He was MVP. So yeah, he was MVP. I mean, just like Matt Ryan, he was MVP. So that goes to show like what's going to happen.
I mean, I can't say for sure if Cam was MVP, but I know
he was.
He
wanted that year.
That Carolina was favored.
Oh yeah,
to win that Super Bowl.
Definitely. Well, and that's the thing. The Falcons was winning big, and I don't know what happened. Something clicked.
The Falcons were up 21 points.
Yeah.
28. No.
No.
It was 28-3.
And so,
It was 28-3.
and when it went to halftime, something. Yeah, I was gonna say halftime came back. I don't know what happened. I don't know if the Falcons had a breakdown or communication problems or what, but that game turned quick, fast.
Well, I think that's haunted any player that was on that roster. I mean, and Matt Ryan even more so because he's the leader. He's the leader of that team.
Oh yeah, and that team was good. I don't understand what happened.
I understand what happened. They lost.
Well, I know that. I'm just saying I don't know what I mean. Like during Super Bowl, I mean communication problems or what it was. I don't know.
Let me tell you. That was a Super Bowl that I didn't watch.
I watched the first half.
Well,
I watched the first half, and I changed it because I really thought the Falcons were going to win because it was getting up there and to be a blowout, and I'm like, I'm gonna change it.
Well, it is what it is. It's over. It's done with. Let's move on to.
You know what I don't understand? What I don't understand is this next pick because you have Baltimore beating Cleveland. Baltimore right now is out with Lamar Jackson. He's out still, and Huntley might not be able to play because he's in protocol. You have an undrafted third-string quarterback playing against an elite defense. I'm not a Browns fan. I'm not a Baltimore fan, but I got Cleveland winning. And I don't like Cleveland, not just because they suck, but it's for the simple fact that they have Deshaun Watson, who's a sexual predator, and I can't believe I picked him. Shut up.
Well, I can't speak for you. I think Baltimore still has. I think they have a good run offense, and I think they can run through the Browns.
No.
The Browns have given up so many games they should have won this year.
Do you really think Baltimore's going to stop Chubb?
Yes, I do.
No.
Baltimore defense is pretty stout.
But, okay.
Pretty stout.
Oh, with that being said, do you think that Cleveland can outmatch Dobbs?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Who's Dobbs?
I mean, Dobson, J.K.
Dobbins?
Yeah, Dobbins.
Oh my God! Will you please stop butchering these players' names?
Not my player. Not my team.
Outmatch him? Can they stop him?
Yeah.
I don't think they can. Maybe they can slow him down some.
I think Myles Garrett is going to stop him. I'm just saying.
Cleveland's defense is known for their pass rush, not their run stop.
I'm saying that Garrett is going to stop him.
Garrett is a pass rusher.
I'm telling you, he's going to stop him.
Okay, well, I picked Baltimore. You picked Cleveland for obvious reasons, and we'll see because I'm going to win these picks anyway.
You said it last week, and look what happened.
I didn't lose.
You didn't win either.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I did lose.
I won, so.
Stop it. Just go to the next game, and you can sob in your losses at the end of the week, okay?
All right, whatever. This next game was it was a toss-up with this game. You know, I was asking a coworker who was going to win this game, and we both said me and him was talking about it, and I decided to go with Buffalo. I went with Buffalo for obvious. I don't think Miami can stop Josh Allen and Diggs together. But with that being said, I don't think Buffalo can stop Hill and Tua. But I went ahead and went with Buffalo. It was a toss-up. And that's a divisional game.
I went with Miami because it's a divisional game, and Buffalo is the powerhouse, supposedly.
Oh, yeah, supposedly.
Of that division. So Miami is my underdog pick.
And that's your underdog pick.
That's my upset
Okay.
pick.
Yeah. Okay. I can see it.
You gotta see it. I mean, come on.
I just
Buffalo is supposed to be the bully in
That's
that
true. That is true. And here's the thing. I feel like if Buffalo does not win, I think their playoff hopes isn't going away. But they're winning that division will go away because Miami's number 2 in that division, while Buffalo's number 1.
Well, I don't think they're going to lose the division. I just don't think that they're going to win this game.
Well, if Miami wins, I don't think, because I don't see Buffalo winning the division because, again, Miami's number 2, Buffalo's number 1. Buffalo has to win this game.
I mean, if you haven't looked at both teams' schedules after this game, you can't say that Buffalo is not going to win the division. Because they have 3 easy games lined up.
We say that. We say 3 easy, but we know that teams can be beat. Right or wrong.
Each team can be beat, but when you're talking about divisional matchups.
Oh, man, they got one easy game for sure left. The Bills do. They got the Bears next.
Okay.
The next
and two other two games?
The Bengals, which the Bengals has to win, and the Patriots, again, have to win. Patriots and the Bills is a divisional game.
They're going to win out.
So, I mean, they're not going to.
Buffalo's going to win out. After this game.
Well, Buffalo right now they're winning the division. They're 10-3. Miami's 8-5. New England 7-6. Jets is 7-6. Right. So when I go to Miami's next games, their next games is kind of easy too. They got the Packers, who they should beat. They got the Patriots, but the next game is kind of iffy because they're playing against the Jets. I think what hurt.
Buffalo went out. They'll lose to Miami and they'll win out.
I think what happened to Miami, when they lost against the Chargers last week, which they should have won, I think is what hurt their case for winning that division.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's just how the NFL goes, right? You get a team like the Chargers that loses to these subpar teams, right? They struggle with these subpar teams, but some of these teams are division rivalries, right? And then they beat the other teams, or they beat teams that you wouldn't expect.
They would expect them to beat, right? Yeah,
they should have lost to Miami.
They should have. And you know what's crazy is that we both picked Miami last week to win, and they lost. That's what's crazy. Because usually I'm riding with the Chargers, but like I said last week, I don't see the Chargers beat Miami, and look what happened.
Yeah, I mean, that means you're not an expert.
I don't think you are either, my guy.
Hey, you claim to be the expert.
I just like stats.
These because you're beating me in picks. You claim that you said, quote unquote, I should just pick all the teams that you pick. Are you insane?
I did say that. I did tell you that, didn't I, this week?
You're insane. And you know what? You shouldn't be eating while we're on the show. That's just not fair.
I was drinking something.
Yeah, okay.
I was drinking something.
Okay.
What's
the next game? Mr. I'm perfect when it comes to me.
I am gonna be I'm gonna be perfect, but I am telling you that I'm gonna win this week.
Yeah, you know, you and Michael Irvin should be doing this show because
I don't like Michael Irvin.
You two have the same mindset.
I don't like Michael Irvin.
Doesn't matter.
I don't like him. I'd rather do the show with Stephen A. Smith.
You and Dan Orlovsky or
oh God, did you really just say him? He was a terrible quarterback, by the way.
You think?
Oh, I know.
Yeah, and he has the nerve to sit up and nitpick all these other quarterbacks that are playing. I watched Jared Allen chase him out of the back of the end zone, and he was running the entire.
First of all, Jared Allen was a beast. Okay.
Oh my gosh!
Have you seen him coming?
We got off subject.
I'm sorry. We both have Philadelphia beating the Bears. I picked Philadelphia because they're supposed to be a superior team this year, right? They only have one loss on the record, while the Bears are sort of kind of in rebuild mode, and the Bears are eliminated from the playoffs. So
I picked Philly too, but you know what? This could be one of those games that Philly just don't have an answer for the Bears. Either they underestimate them.
Yeah, I mean, like they did against Washington.
I picked Philly too. I picked Philly. This should be a cakewalk for Philly.
Next, yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, Philadelphia should have beat Washington. I just think they took them lightly. I think they went in there and they was like, oh, this team's going to be easy to beat. Let's go ahead and get it done and over with. And Washington beat them because of that mindset. If you have that mindset of going in and you know you're a superior team and you know you're going to win because this team sucks or his team is weak, you're going to play down to their level. And you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't play down to their level.
Morgan.
What?
Stop, okay?
I'm just saying.
Stop.
What
was the basis of that game? That was a divisional game.
Okay. You know what? You keep on saying it. It wasn't a blowout though. It wasn't a blowout. It was a few points. It was a few points. You know, this next pick, I can't believe I did this pick. I mean, yes, I can. Yes, I can because it's a divisional game and New Orleans has to win. But I got New Orleans winning over Atlanta.
What? You picked New Orleans over Atlanta?
You did the same thing. Why are you acting surprised? Why are you acting surprised? If Pitts was playing this game, I would have went with Atlanta. But because he's out, I went with the best one of the best running backs in Kamara. So I don't think Atlanta can stop him.
I don't think. I mean, Atlanta now they're going to start Ritter for this game,
and he hasn't played all year. They should have just left it alone and wait till next year. But no. With that being said, Atlanta he might come out and be phenomenal against New Orleans.
Well, this is the thing. If he's the future, why not put him in these last 4 games?
That's true. I get what you're saying.
Get him some experience, right? It's a lost season.
Well, right? Not quite because they're still in playoff hopes.
Yeah, but they're not going to go that deep into the playoff, even if they make the playoff.
No, I mean they will lose. Right? They'll lose the wild card game.
So I mean, it's a lost season basically, and if they luck out, like Cincinnati did, then they get lucky. But
I'm sorry because you said like Cincinnati did.
Experience.
Yeah, and I think Atlanta needs to work on some things. I mean, I honestly think they're going to be a good team in the future, but they need to work on some things. Coaching staff is one. Defensive, get some better defensive players. Get some good wideouts. Keep Cordell Patterson as a running back, but go get a young running back. That way, when Cordell when he's a breather, you have another running back who's strong.
I think Atlanta's a long way from getting right.
That's why I said in a couple of years,
Yeah, there's a lot of teams that's basically going to be starting over, right? You got Green Bay.
Oh God.
Right. And Chicago is trying to
build. Now you got Carolina, you got Houston.
You got Carolina, I'm talking NFC.
Oh, NFC. AFC. Right? No, NFC, you're right.
NFC.
Yeah. I forgot we was on the team still.
So, there's a lot of teams that's trying to form an identity, be competitive, to go deep into the season. But I think they just have a ways to go, and I think they're not alone in the NFC. So
definitely, and I
we'll
think
see.
I think New Orleans has I think they should shape some things up too. So, you know, this next pick, in my heart, I know the Lions are going to win, but I need them to lose. So I'm going to I'm going to the Jets. The reason why I need Detroit to lose because if Minnesota wins, we win our division. Detroit has to lose this game.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not kidding. It was a biased
Are you
pick.
threatened by Detroit?
No, I'm just saying we need them to lose. Because if not, if both teams win, if we win, Detroit wins, it's going to be another week that we have to wait for Detroit to lose. And I don't think
you're still trying to claim the division.
Yeah.
Well,
And
I don't think Detroit is going to lose to New York.
I do. I do. Let me tell you why. Because Sauce Gardner.
Now New York is starting to dwindle.
They're starting to look. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about the Jets. Okay. Yes, they got some issues over there, but Sauce Gardner is going to be one of, if he's not right now, best defensive backs in the NFL.
Well, I mean, he'll definitely take over because Jalen Ramsey is starting to get,
I mean, I'm just saying.
Sauce Gardner.
He's the future right now.
He's the future. He'll shut down half the field. But at the same time,
the Lions is.
I mean, they have to win games. That Sauce Gardner can't win games for them.
That's true. That is true. But what I'm getting at is that the Lions ain't going to throw the ball like they was against Minnesota, wide open receivers going for a touchdown, walking it in. No, Sauce Gardner is going to be one of those guys who's going to put a nice little phase in people's way of this is my bubble. Don't come in my bubble. I'm going to knock you out. That's what's going to happen.
Sauce Gardner isn't a vicious hitter. Sauce Gardner
He's not. But
he's a shutdown corner.
But he knows you
cannot throw on him.
Not just that, but he's not going to give you up. He's not going to give you 10 yards or more. Maybe 6 to 5, but not 10 yards or more. He's gonna knock you on your ass.
Sauce is the man. I think Sauce is the man, but I got Detroit doing this. Detroit.
I'll give you that. Winning. I mean, this gonna be a good game. Don't get me wrong. It's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be a real good game. By the way, we haven't done it yet this show, so listeners, subscribers, if you guys want, please reach out to us. Let us know these games and who you think is going to win, and let us know your favorite team. We'll give you a shout out next week once you do that. At the end of the show, I'll let you know how you get a hold of us. This next pick was definitely an easy pick for me, unless Pickett is out. But I got Pittsburgh beating Carolina.
I'm shocked.
Why are you shocked?
I'm shocked. I mean, you have the possibility. Now, last time I checked, Kenny Pickett was on the practice field.
But doesn't mean anything, though.
If Kenny doesn't play, you got Trubisky or Rudolph. Right? Me personally, I would let Najee Harris play quarterback.
I was going to say go get one of the cheerleaders. I mean,
we don't have cheerleaders.
Well, you better go get one of those fans.
I'm thinking, heck, we can dress out Brian Flores. He can play quarterback.
All right, let's do it.
I'm just saying. I'm going to always go with Pitt because
that's your team.
And our defense couldn't stop the run last week.
But
but
here's the thing. Chubba Hubba is really young, right? Do you think he's gonna Chubba Hubba? That's his name.
Chubba Hubba.
Yeah, it's his name.
Who is Chubba Hubba?
So I'm calling him right now. Anyways, because his name is Chubba. So I'm calling Chubba Hubba. Anyways, he is not going to read that defense like he needs to. Right or wrong?
Chubba, are you talking about Carolina's quarterback?
No, the running back. when there's a hole
Hubba.
when he's trying to find a hole, he's not gonna find one because it's gonna close up on him. You don't know who the running back is.
I don't watch Carolina, man.
I mean, they also got. I mean, I forgot about Foreman too, but he's not gonna do anything.
Hubbard, you talking about Chuba Hubbard?
Yeah, Chuba Hubbard. That's his name. That's what I'm calling him right now.
Oh my God,
that's his name. So I'm calling him.
dude. You know what?
I'm not trying to mess his name up. I'm giving him a nickname because I don't call him Chuba Hubbard.
Take a nap and let me just finish the show out.
I'm calling him Chuba Hubbard, and I told you that. That's a nickname for me. So I'm gonna give people nicknames, and right now I'm giving him one. Eventually, I gotta think one about Justin Jefferson. I'm gonna give him. I gotta think about that. Chuba was just really easy.
Okay, well, Carolina is in search of period.
Their identity.
That's it.
I'm gonna say the identity. They gotta find their identity.
Just in search of. They have so many holes to fill.
God, a lot.
In Carolina.
From coaching staff to quarterback to running back to. But you know what? I'm gonna stop myself right there real quick because Carolina has one of the good defensive players, and we talked about this. I don't know why Pittsburgh didn't go get Brian. Brian, I don't know. And I think you told me why. Yeah, Brian Burns or I think you told me why, but I can't remember why. I don't know if it's
Brian Burns.
Yeah. Hold on. I'll tell you what position he plays. I want to say you told me why, but I don't.
Why are you blaming this on Pittsburgh?
No, I'm just saying because I'm not blaming Pittsburgh. I'm saying Pittsburgh could go get him because it was rebuilding. That's what I was getting at.
Pittsburgh is not rebuilding.
No, Carolina is rebuilding. That's what I'm saying. Carolina is rebuilding, and I don't know why Pittsburgh didn't go pick this guy up because he was on a trading block.
Pittsburgh needs to go back to what they used to do, and that's build through the draft, not pick up free agents. Now, we did good with a few free agents, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fitzpatrick, and who's that other guy, Aiden. They did good with a few, but for the most part, the free agents that we picked up were basically Band-Aids because we had too many injuries. And then when we lost,
he plays DN. I think you told me why they didn't pick him up. But
when we lost Shazier, that's when our defense took a big hit. I mean, we lost Ryan Shazier. We didn't have that middle linebacker anymore that could.
I give you that. Because he was an animal.
For the most part, we should beat Carolina.
Definitely. I mean, 100% y'all should. Carolina, they're in rebuilding mode. This next pick, I'm surprised you picked Dallas, by the way. I'm just surprised you picked Dallas. I'm surprised I picked Dallas. Why
is that surprise?
Because they're playing against Jacksonville. And you always hype up Jacksonville. Jacksonville's going to be so good. They're the underdog. You shouldn't, you should keep your eye on them. I'm surprised you picked Dallas. Just saying.
I am too. But Jacksonville is only good when they play in the division. That's
true. I picked Dallas, but and I don't know if I should have because I really can't count on Dak Prescott winning games for Dallas. I mean, look against Houston, 2 interceptions, almost lost against a weak defense, and he should have blew that team out. It came down to the last minutes. He can't do it against Jackson.
You're blaming Prescott.
Oh, yeah.
Not the defense.
Not the defense. Prescott. Again, 2 interceptions. He threw 2 interceptions.
Quarterbacks throw interceptions.
That's
like
a
home run hitter has the most.
Yes, but against a weak defense? Come on. You can't throw interceptions against a weak defense. That defense is weak.
What league does Dak Prescott play?
NFC.
The National Football League, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Any given given Sunday.
That's
I mean,
true.
how many quarterbacks have thrown 3 picks and won?
That's true. That is true. I mean, because Cousins was one of them. But it's true.
If he lost a game, that would be a different story.
Yeah, but that's what I'm getting at. You can't do that against Jacksonville because, like you said, Jacksonville's front seven was really, really good. So with that being said, if he throws a pick or two and it comes down to the wire, I don't see the Cowboys winning. I don't, but I got them winning, but I don't see it winning if it comes down to the wire.
Well, if the Minnesota Vikings, if they do the playoffs, which I'm sure they will, they could wind up facing Dallas.
I'm not looking forward to it because of 42. Anyways, we don't talk about that score. Next game, we both have Kansas. We both have Kansas City beating Houston. I got Kansas City because again, they're supposed to be a superior team compared to Houston. Patrick Mahomes is an animal, and Travis Kelce, he's an animal, and I don't think Houston can stop them two together.
So you don't think Pierce is going to run circles around?
He might not even play. He's still hurt.
Is he still hurt?
He
I
is.
thought he was back.
No, I was looking at the injury report, and he's still questionable.
Well,
and I mean, those last night too, so.
I picked Kansas City, and Kansas City fans, don't get it twisted. I like your team, I guess.
I like Patrick Mahomes. That's it. I don't like Kansas City.
Not crazy about Juju Smith-Schuster.
Considering what he did last year for Pitt.
Not crazy about Kelce, even though he's the heart and soul of that team.
I'll give you, yeah.
Even though Patrick Mahomes is your leader, but when Kelce gets the ball, that electrifies fans.
That's true. That is true.
So for me, Kelce is the heart and soul of that offense.
I'll give you that. I can't argue with that. Because if you shut down Kelce, look at Cincinnati. They shut down Kelce and they won. So if you shut down Kelce, you might have a chance of winning.
Yeah, I mean, Mahomes, he's starting to show vulnerability, and he makes sometimes bad decisions.
Oh, definitely. I mean, that's it. Everybody makes bad decisions, but
Kelce, man, that dude is like unstoppable, right? And especially his yards after catch.
Oh God,
the dude is insane. I mean, he's insane. I'm not a fan of him, but
here's the thing. He reminds me.
Kittle is better.
Oh yeah, definitely hands down. But you know who Kelce reminds me of? And you might say I'm wrong when I say this. One of Kansas City's great tight ends, Tony Gonzalez.
Negative.
And why I say that? Now hold on. Why I say that is because Gonzalez played like a wide receiver like Kelce.
Yeah, but Gonzalez was bigger.
It's true. He was bigger, stronger, but
Gonzalez, I mean, maybe you can compare the route running and yards after catch, but
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like,
it was basically Gonzalez, and look what Gonzalez played with too. I mean, he had Trent Green, he had Priest Holmes, right?
Oh, Priest Holmes was a different. He was a different story. He was something to watch, man.
He had the human joystick.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
So I mean,
you're right. That team was that Kansas City team was really good. I'm surprised they didn't win a Super Bowl. They was actually good.
I am too. Their defense is what
yeah, it was definitely respect. But God, the young generation today, they haven't seen a running back like we did. Like you see more running backs than I have. But I remember Barry Sanders. I remember Priest Holmes, LaDainian Tomlinson, and that's the thing. Like kids now, that's 13, 14, they're gonna remember Derrick Henry, Dalvin Cook. Like, we had so much fun watching LaDainian Tomlinson and Priest Holmes and Barry Sanders because of the way they moved. The way they juke.
Also, Morgan, is those teams were driven by the run.
That's true. You're right. You're right. I mean, you're absolutely right. I can't argue with you about that. They ran. It was run.
It was run, then pass. It was always, that's what the NFL was back then. If you had, and a lot of teams had good running backs. So,
definitely.
We're digressing from this game, but Kansas City should win hands down, right? As you would say, that's your quote, hands down.
That is my quote.
That's your quote.
You know, this next pick wasn't a tough one at all, but it should have been for you. I don't know what you was thinking when you did this. I picked Denver over Arizona because I don't think Colt McCoy is going to handle pressure right now. Even though Denver's defense don't bring a lot of pressure, but he's not going to handle a lot of pressure trying to throw the ball to D-Hop. I don't know what you was thinking when you did this pick.
Let me tell you what I thought when I made this pick. I think of Russell Williams, and I think of the song
Russell Wilson?
For me lately.
You mean Russell Wilson?
Russell Wilson. That's what I said.
You said Russell Williams.
No, I said Wilson.
We're gonna listen to this after the show.
Rewind it and play it back.
Listen after the show.
What have you done for me lately?
But look, the team he's at. The team he's at is, I'm not going to say trash or garbage, but they're beyond needing help. I'm going to leave it nicely.
Let me tell you something, Morgan, Mr. Stats. I'm going to give you this fact, and you can disagree or agree, but even in the absence of Kyler Murray, this Arizona team has more talent than the Denver team.
They have better receivers and better defense. I give you that. But again, you have to give your receivers the ball. If you can't do that, then you're not going to win games.
Colt McCoy is not a terrible quarterback. He's a subpar quarterback.
I'm not going to say subpar. He is below average.
He's a game manager.
I'm gonna tell you like this, and you might laugh at me when I tell you this, right? I believe that Baker Mayfield is better than Colt McCoy.
Oh my God! Please stop bringing his name up for myself, please. Listeners, if you're tired of hearing about Baker Mayfield, please sing us something that says, Morgan, let the Mayfield name go, okay?
I'm just saying that Colt McCoy has been in the league for so long, and I haven't seen him start in any games. He's been a backup in the NFL.
So you think Baker Mayfield is going to be a starter from this point on?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that Colt McCoy is below average.
Colt McCoy is not a good quarterback. He's good enough to beat Denver.
I guess we'll find out sometime Sunday. I guess we'll find out. And I guess we'll find out. This next pick, I can't believe I did it to myself, but I picked New England. I picked New England. God, I picked New England. Why did I do that? I don't know why I did it, but I picked New England over Las Vegas. Yeah, I do. Because Las Vegas, they're hit or miss. They can win, they can lose. They can win, they can lose. They haven't really showed me much with the Addison.
Wait a minute. You know, I hate to interrupt you because a lot of the stuff that you talk, I think our listeners should hear. I've heard it all in the past, so I mean, there's no.
Well,
you're telling me that you, Mr. Endorse, Devontae Adams, and Carr, because they played together in college and they have this chemistry.
That's what I'm saying. They haven't showed me nothing. They have not showed me nothing.
And
they had 3 good games.
Been running really good lately.
They had 3 good games. 3.
But yet, you're picking New England.
I am. New England needs to win this game to keep the playoff hopes alive. Las Vegas playoff hopes is dead. Their playoffs is they're not going to make the playoffs.
So you want?
I don't want New England to win. I don't, but I'm just, in reality, I think New England's a better team. I hate to say that, but I think so. Defense is better.
You know,
And and why I say that is because their tight end Waller, he's still out. If he was playing, I would have picked Las Vegas hands down. But with him being out, I'm gonna have to go with New England.
Waller he's inconsistent.
But he's a good blocker.
He can electrify the crowd from time to time, but if you compare him to basketball, he's not a pure shooter. He's a streak shooter. So he has these streaks where he's good, and then he has these passes like Chase Claypool that hit his hands and find their way to the ground.
That's true. That is true. I'll give you that.
I didn't pick the Raiders because they haven't been consistent.
That's what I'm saying. Like they win some, they lose some. They haven't showed me. They had 3 good games. If they had like maybe 6 good games, I would have picked them. But 3 good games out of 17 games, they haven't showed me nothing. So
didn't they beat your Chargers?
Shut up. We're moving on to the next game, Holder. We're moving on to the next game. Speaking of the Chargers, I got them beating Tennessee.
Why? Oh my God!
Why?
Because they're at home.
Look, I'm gonna put it to you this way, Holder. The Chargers needs to win. Like I've been saying it for the past show already. They need to win to keep the playoff hopes alive, right? And I honestly think the Chargers has a better team than Tennessee right now because they're healthy. They are healthy.
And that's what you're going with.
The Chargers are healthy, way better. Yeah, I'm going with.
Oh my God.
Do you really think Tennessee can stop Keelan Allen? He's healthy. Do you think he's going to stop him? No. Do you think that they're going to block Bosa and Mac? No. Look at the double team one and leave one on-one.
Dude.
Just saying.
Dude.
I'm just saying. If all you can say is dude.
I mean, what is your reasoning? I mean,
Justin Herbert's way better than Ryan Tannehill.
Let me throw this out there. Chargers lose, do they make the playoffs?
That's a toss-up, 50-50.
Chargers lose, do they make the playoffs?
I can't say that right now because it's 50-50. I got to see who else. I got to see the other teams. I got to see when the other teams they lose to, right? So if they win and the other teams lose, then yes, definitely. But if they lose and other teams win, no. So right now, it's a 50. We'll talk about that next show. And why I say that is because, I mean, you got to look at who's playing still. You have the likes of
Chargers lose, so they're 7-6 right now.
Yeah, I mean, you have other teams at 7-6, like New England. You have the
Chargers
Bengals.
Chargers lose, do they make the playoffs? Because it sets them back a game.
That's what I'm saying. It's 50-50. That's what I'm saying. We'll talk about that next show. I can't tell you that right now. I can't look into the future because I don't know if they're going to win or lose.
Any other time you could tell.
This is different. This is different. I can't talk that to resistance.
Because there's a possibility that Tennessee could beat them at home.
Okay, I'm going to tell you right now. The Chargers lose. Yes, they'll still make the playoffs because the other games is going to be. They should be winnable games. There we go. I said it. The question is, Holder, for you.
I wasn't trying to pressure you.
The question is for you. The question for you is: if Tennessee loses, will they make the playoffs? That's a question I'm going to ask you.
I could care less because I don't think Tennessee is a strong enough team to go deep into the playoffs.
I mean, I don't think the Chargers are going to go deep in the playoffs, but I want to see them make the playoffs.
They make the playoffs.
They're going to make the playoffs.
I think
Chargers will.
I think Tennessee is going to disappoint themselves even further. And God, they're poor fans.
Oh, definitely. I know there's probably some fans that right now listen to this show or getting ready to listen to the show and they're like, what are these two talking about? Because, I mean, we're not trying to dog Tennessee, but we're letting people know how Tennessee really is.
Okay, so before we leave this Tennessee game, a look into the future. You start Malik next year.
I'm going to have to say yes. I have to say yes. because Ryan Tannehill's been in there what eight seasons, I believe. I can look that up, but I want to say 8 seasons, and he hasn't done squat. He's won some games, won some playoff games, but you need to go to the big if you want to keep your spot. And here's me, right? If you've been with that team for so long and you haven't done squat, you haven't took them to the Super Bowl, won Super Bowl, but you won maybe a few playoff games, your spot should be done.
But you're saying he hasn't done anything productive to get them not necessarily to the Super Bowl, but an AFC championship game.
Okay, I'm sorry. He's been with Tennessee for 5. This will be his fourth year, fourth year in Tennessee. But to answer your question, no, because you have Derrick Henry. I think they're relying on Derrick Henry way too much. When they had AJ Brown, they didn't do squat. They relied on Derrick Henry.
Well, to be fair, Morgan, AJ Brown wasn't his healthiest all the time while he was in Tennessee.
I give you that. He
was hurt a lot.
But again,
of his time there.
Again, they rely on. I'm gonna say Derrick Henry has been more productive to get them the wins, and that's with him being hurt.
Okay, so if they do go that route, are they taking a step back?
No, I would say rebuild mode. I would say rebuild mode because now you have a young guy that you need to build around. So I'm gonna say rebuild mode.
So you're saying this is Tannehill's last year as a starter or as a Titan?
Definitely. I'm gonna say that because here's the thing: 4 seasons you haven't got anywhere close to the Super Bowl. You've lost. You haven't got there. It's time to move on. It's time somebody fresh, somebody new. It's like, okay, it's like having a car, right? Car takes you from home from work for 4 years, right? All of a sudden the transmission's going to blow. You want to get the engine fixed, you get a new car. I would say get a new car. Just saying. Some people will be like, "Oh no, let's ride them till the wheels fall off." No. If you want to win, you need to win now. So, that being said,
I was thinking more along the lines as you drive your car back and forth to work, but if you want to go cross country, the car can't get you there.
I'm just saying.
I see what you're saying. See, you gotta put that on wear and tear.
Again,
has he been hurt a lot, or he just doesn't have what it takes?
He's only been hurt a couple times in his career. I mean, like especially this year for Tennessee, he missed a game or two, and that's his first time that he's ever done that. I mean, he game in Miami, but since he's been in Tennessee, he's
missed more. He missed like a season in Miami.
Well, I'm just saying I know. I'm just putting it like in perspective ways that since he's been in Tennessee, that he hasn't really missed much. So I'm not gonna say a lot of weird.
I look at Tennessee as a team that is entertaining, but not a home run.
All right. So before we move on, this is how I look at Tennessee. I look at Tennessee. You walk into a strip club. You walk into a strip club. You see a fat lady dance, and you walk out. That's how I look at Tennessee.
No, Tennessee is more than that.
No.
I walk into a strip club. I see an attractive woman.
Attractive?
I see an attractive team.
Attractive?
Right. But she can't dance. She was off the pole. Right?
No.
You're still going to come and see her, okay?
No. Tennessee is not attractive. I would say if Tennessee was a female right now, I would say Tennessee's a 3.
Tennessee is an attractive team. They have
a
heck of a running back.
That's all they have. That's all they have.
They have a good defense.
The defense is subpar.
They have a good defense.
It's okay.
Great.
It's okay. All you have though. That's all you have.
You're killing me.
I'm just being honest here. If I see Tennessee's like a female in a strip club, I'll throw quarters. I'm not gonna lie, I will throw quarters. Then walk away. That being said,
No, you're not even walking away. You're getting escorted out.
with that being said, Holder, next game we've been on Tennessee for the past 20 minutes. The next game, I got Cincinnati beating Tampa Bay. Cincinnati, hands down, to me, is a younger, stronger team than Tampa Bay. I don't think Tampa Bay can stop the receivers or the running backs that Cincinnati has.
Wait a minute. Weren't you the guy that said Allen is a top-tier wide receiver?
Mike Evans. Evans.
Or Evans. Evans and Mr. I know you don't like TB12.
Can't stand that move.
Oh, gosh. What's the Fournette?
Fournette's good. I'm high on Fournette, but again, Cincinnati they have Higgins, they got Boyd, they got Chase, they got Mixon, and they got the other running back that took Mixon's place when he was out. Again, if Cincinnati mixes all that up, Tampa Bay cannot stop it. They cannot stop that.
P-Rhyme, man. P-Rhyme.
I'm just saying, they cannot stop it. Right or wrong?
Well, obviously. I mean, I picked Cincinnati, even though I would like for Cincinnati to lose, but I don't know why Cincinnati is a better team.
How you gonna? You know what? Hold on, I'm done with you. I'm done with you already.
Vision. Talking about.
No, I'm just saying. You said they're a better team, and that's what I was getting at. And you try to blow my horn and try to get me to say that Tampa Bay was better. Anywho.
Oh, you were high on Allen.
Mike Evans. Mike Evans.
I keep saying Allen. Well, that's because he's nobody to me.
What?
But
hold on, time out.
Because I'm thinking of Allen with the Chargers.
Time out. Did you say Mike Evans was nobody?
To me, he's nobody. What has he done lately?
What has he done? I'm gonna go look at his stats real quick and tell you what he's done.
What has he done lately?
I'm gonna tell you what he's done lately.
He's done nothing.
Are you serious?
All he's done was wear a Buccaneers uniform. We think they should go back to the orange.
Are you serious? You said what has he done? I can't believe you asked that question.
What has he done?
He has.
Pro Bowl.
He's been to the Pro Bowl.
He's not going to the Pro Bowl.
I can't say he's not, but since he's been in the NFL, he's averaged over 1,000 yards. He's averaged double digits a touchdown.
What has he done this year?
This year?
Nada.
He's at 800 yards receiving, which is good. He's in the top 20 for receivers right now.
He's not going to the Pro Bowl.
I didn't say that, but I'm saying he's still good. And
He's going to the Pro Bowl.
And his average after catches is 13 yards this year.
The NFC.
Here we go. Here we go with it.
With all the NFC wide receivers.
You're gonna do this to me. You're gonna do this to me right now on the spot.
He's not. He's
top five. Top five. Top five.
He's not even that.
Yes, he is. Top five.
He's not even that.
Top five. Can you name 5 better than him? 5 right now.
I'd rather have Thielen than Evans.
Evans, I hate to say this, I'm a Vikings fan, but Mike Evans is better than Adam Thielen.
I'd rather have Thielen.
He's better than Adam Thielen. I hate to say that because I'm a Vikings fan.
Oh, well, you're not a Vikings fan if you're saying it.
I'm definitely saying it because Mike Evans is the top 5. If I had to choose right now, I want Mike Evans to come play in Minnesota. Just saying.
Really?
I like Mike Evans. He's quick, he's fast, strong, he can catch, and he can throw the ball.
I'm not feeling Mike Evans. We'll see at the end of the year if Mr. Top 5 makes the Pro Bowl.
Still a top 5 in the NFC. I'm still waiting on you to name 5 better players than him in the NFC.
You know, if you're not a Pro Bowler, what are you? Really?
You still haven't named 5 better than him.
And he's on his way out.
No, negative. He's still 20. He's in his 20s still. No.
He's on his way out.
No.
He's terrible.
No, he's not. I'm about to have a
Stay
stroke.
healthy.
Are you serious?
He's done.
No, he's not. No, this is by far the only year he hasn't played a full season.
What? You know what? Let's move. What's the next game?
Before we move on, I'm gonna give you my top 5 receivers. I'm gonna give you my top 5 receivers. I'm gonna give you my top 5 receivers right now before we move on in the NFC. Ready for this one? In no order, none. Justin Jefferson, AJ Brown, right? Mike Evans. Okay. You have DK in Seattle. And Debo. You got Debo Sanders.
Who?
Debo Sanders.
Sanders.
Or Debo Samuel. I'm sorry. I'm just having a heart attack over here because you said Mike Evans ain't nothing. I'm sorry. I gotta catch my heart rate's all up.
He's not.
Blood pressure's about to go through the roof. About to have a heart attack. That's the thing. My 5.
It sounds like you're having.
You know what?
What do you call that?
A conniption fit.
You're having a conniption, but at the same time,
Anxiety.
You're having a conniption fit.
A panic attack.
Right.
We'll move on, Holder. We'll move on. I can't believe you. I can't believe you. Anyways, oh my God. We both picked Washington over the Giants. I picked Washington last time, even though they're tied. And I remember you picking the Giants last time because you said Washington hasn't showed you nothing. What made you change your mind? What made you change and pick Washington this time?
I don't know. I think I flipped a coin on this one.
Really?
I flipped a coin on this one. I think
Really?
Washington's defense is a better defense than the Giants.
Oh, yeah, I give you. Yeah, I mean, I'm ready for Chase Young to come back. I hope he comes back to this game. He's been practicing.
I'm not too fixed on Washington's offense, but I think they just have a better defense.
Their offense needs a little tinker. They need I mean, the running back, receivers, the line's pretty good, but they need a decent quarterback.
I think Danny Dimes is going to choke this one too.
Oh, definitely. You know what sucks is that he needs to win. He needs to win out, and I don't see them doing that because they tied with Washington last time, and they need to win out. And I don't see that happening. I'm sorry. I don't see the Giants winning out. I just don't.
No, I don't see the Giants winning anything.
I think Jones has done enough to keep secured in the Giants for right now. Maybe. I guess we'll see. Maybe.
You have this thing about Jones for some reason. I don't know what it is. You and Jones. Jones is terrible.
He's average. He's an average quarterback. I just have hope for him to play for the Giants because with him playing for the Giants, it makes him suck. I have hope. So
their center should just place the ball on the ground instead of snapping it to him because he is an interception, fumble waiting to happen.
I can't.
He's the worst quarterback when it comes to securing the ball in the pocket.
You're right. I can't argue with you with that. You're right. Moving on to the next game because I'm still in shock about you and Mike Evans here. We can't waste too much time on the Washington and Giants.
Jeez.
Green Bay Packers and the Rams. We both have the Green Bay Packers. To me, I feel like this is a good pick because I don't think Matthew Stafford's replacement. I'm not going to say this thing because you told me not to. I don't think Matthew Stafford's replacement this year can beat Green Bay's defense. He got lucky.
The Rams can't beat anybody right now.
I mean, they beat Las Vegas last week, and they got lucky with that game.
Well, look who was playing. Talking about luck.
You're right. You're right.
I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to go out like that to him.
Oh, God, if he does, he needs to retire immediately.
He's not going to go out like that. I mean, plus that kid that Aaron Rodgers is grooming, that wide receiver, number 9, I can't remember his name. That guy is come alive.
He's gonna be nice. He's gonna be nice. That's for sure. He's gonna be nice.
He's gonna be nice. He's getting his game together because he has been showing out
I wish he. You know, I think what happened was when Aaron Rodgers said, "Hey, the receiving can't make catches. They can't do routes." When he heard that, I think he in the back of his mind was like, "I got to practice more. I want to be better. I want to help us win." And I think that's what he's doing. I think he's watching more film. I think he's going out there and doing more routes. He's getting balls thrown to him more in practice because he wants to win.
Christian Watson, that's that kid's name. He is catching the league's attention.
I'll give it to you. Definitely. Folks.
And if Aaron Rodgers, okay, well, go ahead and do your folks thing. But listen.
Folks, if you I'm sorry if Holder has upset you guys for the Mike Evans thing, but I want y'all's feedback. I want y'all to tell us your top 5 receivers in NFC. I want us to the games we talk about. I want y'all to give us a spill of who your team is again this week. But Holder, go ahead. What you're going to say about Aaron Rodgers?
I wasn't going to say anything. Aaron Rodgers is not going to lose this game.
If he does, he has to retire.
That other quarterback. But I would put Kittle ahead of Evans. Are you serious?
He's a tight end. He's not a receiver.
He's a receiver. He's catching the ball.
Doesn't matter. He's tight end.
Tight end by title.
Doesn't matter. He's tight end.
Passing.
Nope. You said receiver. You didn't say tight end / receiver. You said receiver. No.
Is better.
Negative.
More
tight end.
productive.
Tight end.
Evans is fragile.
I'm done with you, Holder. I'm done, folks. I'm done. I'm done with Holder right now. Holder, keep on going with your receiving cord.
His helmet should be an eggshell. Come on. The dude is always hurt.
Guys, I'm about to kick Holder offline. It's okay. I understand. I'm about to cry myself.
I'm already fine because number 13 is horrible.
And by the way, that's one receiver, and he's not a receiver. He's a tight end. I'm just stating facts here. He's a tight end.
A tight end does what? Block. And what do receivers do?
But you said, I requote what you said. You said receivers. You didn't say anything on tight end. You didn't say nothing about that.
Do receivers block?
Yeah, they block.
Do tight ends block?
You know what, Holder? I'm done. You should have been more. You should have been more clear. You should have been more clear. You should have been more clear.
He is listed as a position tight end.
You should have been more clear. You didn't say that.
He's a receiver.
You should.
What are you talking about?
You should have been more clear. You should have said wide receiver / tight end.
Like you. Right now, I don't like you.
I don't like you right now. I can't believe you're putting up Mike Evans.
You're that guy in Walmart that's following me around and I'm not doing anything wrong. Okay? Stop it.
Oh, that's not even funny. That's not even funny. You know what, folks? The best way to reach us is our YouTube channel, Facebook, Third Down with Morgan Holder, as well as our email, Third Down with Morgan Holder. That's 3RD Down with Morgan Holder @gmail.com. As well. With that being said, don't let Holder scare you away. Please subscribe, comment, watch our video.
Oh my God.
Don't let him scare you guys away. And I do apologize if he does. He has a habit of doing that. That being said, don't let 4th down get you.
And before I sign off, I'm going to say, subscribers and listeners, let's just let Morgan die on the iceberg, okay? Because the ship has gone down, and he seriously thinks that DiCaprio died on an iceberg. So, with that being said, I'm going to say stay penalty free, and we will catch you on the next show. Have a good week, folks.